Hi, I'm Vicky from the Spellbound Bead Company, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the fabulous fun chunky charm bracelet that's the pumpkin patch bracelet. This is a free download off our website, which is www.spellboundbead.co.uk. You'll find lots of Halloween themed ideas for you. So for this bracelet you're going to need a variety of beads. So we are using 7 of the ribbed beads, 7 of the disc beads. We've got 7 little flowers in the orange. We've got 8 little flowers in the green. We've got 8 leaves, and we've got 8 flat back flowers as well, black flowers as well. So I've got some size 8 black seed beads. I've got some size 11 orange. You can substitute these for 10 if you prefer, and I've got some size 10 green. I've also got head pins and eye pins, oval jump rings, a clasp, the length of chain to construct your bracelet on, and an extension chain for the second end. As you can see, I've pre-prepared quite a lot of the components in this bracelet just to save us a little bit of time. But I'll show you one of everything. So let's get started. So we're going to start with a head pin, and we're going to put one of the size 8s onto the bottom, and then the black, sorry, that's not black, that's orange pumpkin round. And then with a pair of round wire cutters, we're going to cut that down so that it's about 6 to 8 millimeters above the top of the bead. Be careful to control your ends, you don't want bits of wire flying everywhere. And then with a pair of round nose cutters, I'm just going to turn a loop. So I'm going to start by just bending back that angle slightly there, and then we're going to roll down towards the bead. And there's our first component. So then the black disc, we're going to use one of the orange seed beads. I mean, this is just our suggestion, you can mix and match if you prefer to. This is just the way we've chosen to do it. So again, trim your head pin and turn your loop. There we go. Okay, so next we've got the orange blossom, and this one has got a green underneath and above. There we go. This is all detailed in the instructions for you, so if I'm going a little bit quickly I apologise, but download the instructions. As I say, they're a free download, and you've also got a couple of suggestions for making some pumpkin themed earrings on there as well. So there we go. So next we'll do the green lily. So I'll put a black one in there. And trim. And turn. If you do decide to bend your wires against your thumb like I'm doing there against your thumbnail, just be aware you can get a little notch in the end of your thumbnail, so don't do it if you're getting ready to go somewhere where your hands are going to be looked at a lot. My nails are always in a bit of a state, so I'm not sure anybody would notice, but okay. So there's the last component that's done on a head pin. And again, just grab the end and turn. Oops. And there we go. And then the last component, the leaf, the hole on this actually runs across the top just there. So you have to deal with this slightly differently. What we're going to do is we're going to make a U-shaped hanger for this one. So if you take your eye pin and then just put your flat nose pliers in just underneath the eye and bend to make yourself a 90-degree angle. Then going to come through the leaf, and you're going to bend this side up to match. Then we're going to trim that off, and we're going to turn the loop, so we want the loop roughly to match, and it needs to be in the same plane as the other loop we've attached, the other loop that's there rather, because we are going to make sure that's right. There we go. I'm going to attach an oval jump ring, so we're going to open the jump ring by twisting. I might just need to pinch these two ends in slightly. Okay, hook that through and then twist that closed again. And there we've got all of our components for our charm bracelet. So everything else there is pre-prepared. So we're going to take our length of chain. Now here you're working with 20 centimetres. You will need to maybe trim this so that it's about the right length for you, but do bear in mind that because these charms are quite chunky, they will take up a little bit more room on your wrist. So just check it as you're going along. If you leave it longer, you can always cut it down. If you've cut it down ahead of time, then adding an extra bit of length securely is a bit of a fiddle. So work long and then reduce your length. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the oval jump rings, and we're just going to find the rough centre of the length of chain. So just roughly there. So we want our first sort of cluster of beads to go about here. So I'm going to make sure I've got one of everything, and I'm actually going to attach the leaf to the top of the pumpkin because I just think that'll look quite sweet. And then I'm going to make a little group of beads, a little dangle with the flowers, and then have the black disc hanging on its own. So we will, we'll open a jump ring, and we will pop on the 3 little leaves, flowers, sorry, and then we'll just hook the chain through the oval jump ring and then twist that closed again. Okay, make sure that's nice and flush, nice and secure, and there's your first connection. And we'll come over here, open the jump ring, and then we'll connect it to the next link along, but on the opposite side of the chain. Now this is entirely up to you how you want to do this. You could add one dangle to every link of the chain if that's what you wanted to do, or you can build it up like I have here. So we'll go through the oval on the top of the leaf, we'll go through the loop on the top of the pumpkin, and we'll come in and we'll attach that on this other side here, and there's our first connection. Okay, so we'll do this along the length of the bracelet. So I've got 1, 2, 3 to come this side, and I've got 1, 2, 3 to come this side, and I have just got a few little fillers as well. So if you see any gaps that you need to fill, that's a good way of doing that, or just adding an extra bit of fullness. The other thing you could do is if I just put, no, let's not use a green one, let's use an orange one, and a leaf there, and just add it so that you've got an extra bit of interest in the middle. So just to make that central section just a little bit fuller. Okay, so I will add these down the length of the bracelet. Right, I'm just going to pop that down. I'm just going to give that chain a shake to get the twist out, because you want it to lie flat to make it easier to connect. So, where was I? I'll put that on there. And we'll go in here. Oops. And then we'll go in here. And you can make this as full or as sparse as you like, and you can use all sorts of different beads. I mean, obviously we're working to a Halloween theme here, so that's why this one's looking quite so orange and green, but there's nothing to stop you doing themed ones. So you can do it in red, green and gold for Christmas, or blue and silver for sort of wintry icy colours. You can use different sorts of beads, so you know, we've got crystals, we've got facets, we've got all sorts of little metal beads that can work as well, so you can make something that's a bit that's personal to you or to the person that you're making it for. With the extension chain as well, it's adjustable, and you can always add to it as well. You know, once you've worn it for a while, if you think, oh, this needs moving, or I'm not quite happy with the way that's sitting, you can always just reopen the links and move them. Just be aware that you do need to twist your link open. Whoops, on and off again, and keep those pliers out of the way. You know, you can twist your links. You must always make sure to twist your links open. If you pull them open, then that's when you run the risk of shearing them or them deforming and not sitting how you want them to. So, just a thought. Here we go. So, it's already looking quite chunky. So let's just twist open that ring and attach. There, mind your fingers. Just take your time with this. There's no rush, and equally there's no right or wrong answer. You can do it however you like. I mean, if you wanted to, you could go along and space out all the orange pumpkins to start with, and then go back along and fill in with the black discs, and keep doing it that way. So there we go. We'll just put this last black disc on this side to show you. Try not to put the bigger, chunkier beads right next to the clasp. If you're going all the way up to the end, then just try and taper it down a little bit so you've got some of the smaller beads at the end. Sorry, I keep drifting out shot. The smaller beads at the end, because it will just give you room to get your fingers in to operate the clasp. So, pretty sure you get the idea there of where we're going with the charms. So, to put the clasp on, we're going to treat it essentially like a charm. So, open up your oval jump ring, hook on the clasp, and hook it onto the last link on the chain. And then the other end, use your extension chain. Now you can, if you want to, take this link off the end and use one of the little flowers just to tie it in on the end. So to do that, you just need to open up the ring on the end of this extension chain. There it is. And just twist that one open. Oops, turn that round. And if we take that little drop off, put the flower on, and put the chain back on the end. And then use another oval to connect that to the other end of the bracelet. Okay. So we'll just keep going. And well, anyway, you get the idea. So there we have it, 1 3/4 completed and 1 fully completed pumpkin patch bracelet.